the performance would be identical. So like for for your rendering stuff, like it actually wouldn't make any difference, but for gaming it
Buddy N, I wasn't talking about the general people doing testing for themselves. When I said that, I was talking about Connor made an observation. Ivan said it wasn't happening that way, and I said, well then you test it, and then Connor can test that, and let's find out why you're getting different numbers. That's what I said at the time. But yeah, I don't mind people not testing it for themselves. You either take my word, or if you want to argue with me, then you test it for yourself. Like, that's
this is where I disagree. If it's that important to you, go out and buy it.
Is that all you've got?
You can return it. You got 20 in every country. You got 2 week cooling off period on nearly every purchase.
You can do it that way. You can resell it. You can do whatever. But here's the thing: if you want to know the truth, you have to do it yourself. There is no middle ground. You can't take anybody's word for anything unless you verify that they are correct. So you have to buy hardware, and you have to test it yourself once in a while to verify the validity of people. If you're just taking other people's words for stuff, you don't know what's going on. Because whoever's lying to you the best, that's what you're going to do.
Reloading.
Right, I'm gonna do an example. Right, this is a true example. So I'm just gonna type in. I think I remember this. Hold on. PC World.
Friendly UAV on station. Cluster mine ready to deploy.
64. Bench.
Cluster mine deployed.
So I found their article.
Our UAV is orbiting the area.
Covering your 6.
So, hold on. Buddy's saying, so you're going to buy all the TVs and dishwashers, and you don't know jack about them? Well, here's the thing. Like, when I buy a dishwasher, I look at all the specs, I look at everything, and then I base that off of the specs because I understand what it is I'm actually looking at because I've owned dishwashers. Now, dishwashers aren't that complicated. It's like it's got X amount of feet and it's got pressure. But yes, if I buy something and it doesn't meet expectations, you return it and you get another one, and then you live and learn. With televisions, you can literally test them at the store. So yeah, take a laptop with you and make sure turn their stupid settings off and test the television before you buy it. I don't know why people don't do that. I do. And I get what I want, and it's not really an issue. And they don't seem to mind. All it is just plug in an HDMI, and you can see what the TV actually looks like. So, yeah, test it for yourself. It's just like a car. You don't buy a car without driving it.
Yeah. I'm trying to find PC World's 3D Mark stores here. I can't find them, but I remember them saying... I remember vaguely, I think it was 21,000 in Firestrike they were getting.
Contact!
1080 is faster because the 1080 got a higher score. And I put my Vega 56, Vega 56 into my PC. Didn't touch anything, got 23,000. This was with I think it was a 2600 at the time, so not even a fast gaming CPU. I got 23,000. And with a Vega 64, I got 26,000. So, or 25,000 or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? So, people were saying Vega 64 was slower. It wasn't slower. It was just running a 1400 megahertz. That was the problem. It was running at fucking what it was supposed to run. It ran faster.
Right. Yeah, and this is information that normally you won't find unless you That's why, like, most of these like review sites and whatever, for the most part, it's just to give you kind of a ballpark idea. On my stream, I really liked Ivan's video the other day. The 7900 XT to the 4070 Ti and 3090 Ti. And unlike the pure out-of-the-box stock who gives a shit results that, you know, the mainstream guys do, maximum. This is the best case scenario for all of these cards. So you had a 3.1 gigahertz 7900 XT. That's what you should be running it at. You had ADA at 3.1 gigahertz. That's what you run ADA at, 3 gigahertz plus. And then the 3090 Ti at 2.2 gigahertz. That's a little tough to get from Silicon Lottery, but 2.1, 2.2, that's what you run those at.
Most of them do too. I had
Throwing a stunner. Enemy contact. Look alive.
the Ampere cards, they all do.
Throwing
Friendly
setback.
UAV online.
Yeah, they'll all do like 2.1, 2.2,
Stun
somewhere in
grenade
that
out.
range. So, you know, you're looking, now you have the best case scenario. So now you can take both sets of data and now you have a pretty rough idea of where it is. And you don't know exactly how these things perform, but you have like a general idea of where they perform. The only way to know for sure for your use case is to go test them out. That's what Connor's doing. He's testing out the 7900 XTX and it's doing good stuff for him. So there you go.
It's rocking his world.
Yeah.
A750 2.7 gigahertz. Can't wait. Getting one. Can't wait to try it out.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, they go pretty quick.
Enemy UAV active.
Once again, the cooler is the main limitation.
I got a 32% higher frequency out of my 7900. The
Drop their sniper.
to reviewers. That's a huge difference. It is a
Throwing
huge
a
difference.
stunner.
Absolutely.
Throwing setback. Here.
Like,
That's why I'm a strong advocate for it. It's cool to do the out-of-the-box stock stuff. That's important for people that are like, I'm never going to do anything. But you also need to have balls to the wall, plus 500 watts
Stun grenade out.
maximum, 100% fan speed test. And then if you're like, well, I'm not going to push it that hard, but you'd be like, I'll push it like 80% of the way. And you can kind of see where that delta is, and then you have a good idea where your performance is. To me, that's the best way to review something, because then everybody has all the information.
imagine if Connor got 32% performance as well while getting 32% higher frequencies. That would be pretty. That would put it right up with a 3090, with a 4090. It would put it right beside a 4090.
At stock, but then the 4090 goes up another 15%.
Yeah, true story. But like, I mean, at $1,000, then I would go, okay, you can buy one of these. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Hostiles launched a cruise
I
missile.
don't know. I mean, it's still a pretty okay close. It's just one of those, like, there's just cheaper stuff that look better. And then there's obviously the 4090. So it's, I think at about $800.
This
We're
is
getting
what
there,
I've been
boys.
saying, yeah.
We're getting
Christmas,
there.
by Christmas.
Yeah. $800, that card makes a whole lot of sense, I think. Especially if NVIDIA doesn't drop.
Yeah. Me and Mike were talking about, Mike was doing some of the money, the financial stuff behind the scenes. We're talking about how much AMD could charge for the 7800 XT theoretically, and I was saying it needs to be $400. It's $400. It's a banger, right?
Right.
And he got, and like people were like, why would it be a banger of $400? Like, think
Changing
about
back.
this logically. $400. It's the same price as a 4060 Ti.
Look alive.
It's a 200mm screen.
Setback. Taking effective
Very small.
fire.
Those extra chiplets are like an extra 50mm squared of
Our
normal silicon
UAV
or
is
something. I don't
orbiting the
fucking
area.
care. But I mean, it's no bigger than a 5700 XT in terms of die space when you talk about that. It's got 16 gigabytes of RAM, cheap GDDR6, which is cheap now. But at $400, it's the same price as 4060 Ti, but it should handily beat a 4070 and be closer to a 4070 Ti in terms of performance.
Mission complete. Solid work.
Well, here's the thing. The 4070 Ti is pretty much a 7900 XT. That's why NVIDIA is so important. Like, there they are. They're tied. So it'll be a 4070 at best.
Well,
But still,
I'd say it'll beat a 4070, but yeah, still, it'll be, and it beats the 3070, it beats, and it's 400. My problem is they're going to beat the 3070 and think they're going to be able to charge. They're going to beat the 3070 or 4070 and think they're going to be able to charge $600. That's what they're going to do, right? Or even charge 550 or 580, 579, It's not going to sell. It's not going to sell at all. It's not going to move units.